I got another.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Ready? Are we on? It being 1:30 on March 19th, 2024, we're going to commence the proceedings before the special magistrate for code enforcement for the city of Palatka. By way of introduction, my name is Ron Brown. I am an attorney licensed in the state of Florida, and pursuant to city code and state statute, I've been appointed by the city commission for the city of St. Augustine to serve as special magistrate and to preside over today's proceedings. This is not a formal court of law. We are not bound by the formal rules of evidence or the formal rules of civil procedures you might find in a court of law. State statutes, however, do require that we follow the basic rules of fairness and due process, make sure that everyone has an opportunity to be heard and to present all evidence and testimony they may have, ask any questions they may have, and make any statements they wish to make. And we'll make sure that that occurs. It is, as I said, it's not a formal court of law. The proceeding will be that the city will make a presentation regarding the alleged violation and the facts and testimony and evidence that they have to support that violation. We do have some cases today where we're looking at a second review of certain cases where there's a claim by the city that it's appropriate to impose a lien on the property for unpaid fines and lack of compliance. And we'll take a look at those to see whether or not there has indeed been no compliance since the date of the order requiring that compliance and finding the violation. We normally take the cases and then the order in which they appear on the agenda. However, we make an exception for those who are present, and we'll take the case in the order of their appearance. And so we'll be calling those cases in the order of the persons who have arrived in the order in which they arrived. However, all of the testimony by state law is required to be what is called substantial and competent. That means that's testimony that an average person would find appropriate to make a reasonable conclusion. And it's something that the courts look at when they take a look at these types of proceedings on review. That testimony must be sworn. So I'm going to ask all those persons who will be testifying today to please stand and take an oath. If you are a respondent, if you're going to be here, one of the landowners, and I'll ask you to identify yourselves when you come up and ask whether you've taken the oath. But at this time, I'd like everyone here to take an oath. Let's record show that we have 3 code enforcement officers and 3 respondents in the room. Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you shall give today should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Let the record show that all have answered in the affirmative. I don't know if you really need to raise your right hand or actually you need to raise your hand at all, but it is important that you affirm the oath to make sure that you're under oath. All right, we're going to take the case in the order in which, again, the respondents have appeared today. That being the case, the first case is going to be case 2022-20, property located at 1001 Madison Lane Avenue, Palatka, Florida. Owner of record appears to be the heirs of Anna Ham in care of Virginia Ham. And ma'am, are you Virginia Ham?
I'm Rhonda Ham. Virginia, she passed away.
Okay, your name is?
Rhonda Ham.
Okay, and you're a relative of?
That's my auntie. I'm her niece.
Anna?
Yes.
Is it Anna or Anna? Anna?
Anna.
Yeah.
But she was my auntie.
Right, all right. But you're a relative. How are you related to Anna?
She's my great grandmother.
Okay, your great grandmother. Do you live on the property?
Not since the 90s, sir.
Okay. So, but you are here and you have taken the oath, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what's going to happen? Oh, were you here before in the previous hearing?
This is the first time.
Yeah, I thought you were. Very good. All right. You know how this works. Mr. Green's going to go through the city's presentation to see what this is. And basically where they are today, there were 3 violations that we found. Looks like, when was the last hearing, Mr. Green?
Janice Mother came. That's my mom. Well, I'm sorry.
6/16/2022.
So it's been 2.5. Where had this been since then?
Wouldn't come up for lien.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because according to the record, it looks like it's accumulated almost $39,000 in fines.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why it took that long to bring it back? You can bring it back after 3 months.
Yes, sir.
We had we had a couple more that we was dealing with before we got to that one, and when we redid the hours count, that's when we realized the count was at 30,000.
And the only reason I bring that up is I don't want to put the city in position. I don't want to be put in a position of levying a fine that some court down the road may find to be excessive because it's a lot. And so you're saying it was just time needed
Yes.
to resolve this? All right, just so you know what we're dealing with. All right, the 3 original violations back in 2022 were having to do with prohibited conditions of public nuisances, a violation of 30-32B to erect or derelict property left on the property. And this is mostly personal property. Is that correct, Mr. Green?
Yes, sir.
And then section 30-32A1, prohibited conditions in public nuisances, trash and debris. And section 30-32A2 of the city code, prohibited conditions in public nuisances, overgrown grass and brush. And have any of those violations been corrected, Mr. Green?
No, sir.
All right, you're going to tell us about that?
Yes, sir.
Right, you got some photographs for us?
Yes, sir.
And do the photographs accurately represent the condition of property on the date in which you took them?
Yes, sir.
And you took these photographs personally?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask in terms of due process, if I may, to the respondent who's present, how did you get notice of this today?
It came in my post office box.
And your post office box is PO
Not-
Box 992 Palatka?
That's my mom's, but I use it too. But I got another one, it's 531.
All right, so you did get notice of this? and you-
Yes, sir.
I got here, okay. And Mr. Green, you sent them to both addresses, is that correct?
No, sir, I didn't have that address. I had this address we had now, 992, that's with the tax collector and the property appraiser.
Or did somebody else send her a?
Can y'all put it in my PO box? Oh, okay, I'm
I'm
sorry.
just making sure she got the right address. I'm concerned about due process on these things because they need to know.
Yes, sir, the property appraiser has, Ms. Carol Virginia Ham, and that's PO Box 992, and the tax collector also had the same address.
Whatever happened in before to make sure she's got notice, to make sure we continue doing that.
Yes, sir.
I've noted for the record that her PO box is 531.
Very
Thank you.
good, thank you. And just for the record, the property appraiser continues to carry the property title in the name of the heirs of Anna Ham, which means she has passed away and there's been no probate of the estate. And no subsequent title has been determined in any heir.
Sir, how much would it cost to put it in my mom's name?
I'm just telling you, here's the way this works. The city is required by state law to send this to the owner of record at the address of record
Mm-hmm.
as maintained by the property appraiser and tax collector of Putnam County.
Right,
That's who they go with. And
Okay.
they believe, those two agencies believe that the owner are the heirs of Anna Ham at PO Box 992 Palatka 32178. Which means that the ownership of the property, according to that at least, has not been transferred as a result of any kind of probate proceeding to any heirs or anyone else.
right. Well, my mom, she's the last heir. But she didn't transform it over into her name. How would we go about doing that? Cause
You're
my,
going to need to get legal counsel for that. There is a
Mhm.
procedure you can follow for that,
okay,
but that's going to probably require a lawyer. On
Okay.
your part to get it in a probate proceeding. Probably
Okay.
is not a complex probate proceeding, but it's not something we can do here.
oh, okay,
Okay, just so you know, I'm just trying to make sure we got the right people in front of us, but you're. an
Okay,
heir.
sir.
That's where we are. All right, Mr. Green, now we're talking about the photographs and there were 3 violations. Now you can see the photographs up there.
That's the posting.
Okay, and you show us what you have.
Okay, this is picture
No,
one from
that bad. Wow.
January 24, 2022.
And you can see them up here also. And this is in reference to wrecked and derelict property, trash and debris. Not talking about the house itself, but you're talking about the debris around the house.
Yes, sir, the trash can be around the house and also the structure that's there.
All right. And this photo was taken on January 24th.
2022.
Okay, this was the original.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And this is picture 1C, which was taken March 15th, 2024.
So there's
It
been
fell on the
further.
way in?
Okay, here's what got, wait, one at a time. We're
I'm
clearing the
sorry.
record. Let him, you'll get plenty of chance. Let him speak and then he'll let you talk, okay? Go ahead and tell me, so is this worse than it was in
Yes, sir.
22?
Yes, sir.
Can you just give us a brief description for the record, how it's worse?
The back wall has fallen in and the side wall has fallen out, and more of grass and brush has grown over the debris.
So this, the remnants of the house and the debris in the yard both need to be removed, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Does that require a permit?
Yes, sir.
Please go forward. Next.
And this is a picture taken January 24th, 2022, wrecked and derelict property with trash and debris.
And then today,
This is 2C. This picture was taken March 15th, 2024, wrecked and derelict property with trash and debris.
all right?
Next picture, sir.
And so
Hold on.
to erect and derelict, just so I understand, that section of the statute I want to distinguish between the personal property and the building. Said abandoned, it looked like it was cited abandoned property includes but not limited to wrecked or derelict property which has been left behind when it appears that the former owner does not intend to come back, pick it up, or use it. Possessions left in a house, possession left outside a structure, vessels, vehicles, etc. We're not talking about that yet, are we?
You're talking about the house?
But the house isn't, by that definition, abandoned property.
No
Wrecked or
one's came-
derelict property, but examples include possessions left in a house, outside a structure, vehicles, vessels left behind beside a road period of time not to exceed 10 days. That's what you cited, right?
No, so I've abandoned the abandoned property to me was the house, the structure. It's been burnt down, it's wrecked, and it's derelict.
That's
So-
what your code says.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't say that. Mr. Cartwright, you want to add something to that?
Let me do a little homework right quick.
I just want to make sure we're clear, talking about the same thing.
Yeah,
The houses, you've got situations where you've got trash and debris and overgrown grass and brush, but
It should have been derelict structure.
May I please ask anyone that's gonna speak to speak into the microphone?
Yeah, it should have been derelict structure instead of property, when we first cited it, so we would definitely move home with the trash and debris and the other two cases that he already cited.
all right, that makes more sense in terms of what we're dealing with. Just make sure they match up. All right, so what you're going for in these initial set of photographs with the condition of the structure itself and the collapse of the structure. It looks like after a fire, correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Then there's trash and debris in the yard
Yes, sir.
in violation of 3032A1. All of which needs to be removed and you have to have a permit for the rest of the house structure, correct?
Yes, sir.
Please go forward.
This is the overgrown grass. This was taken January 24th, 2022.
Okay. Next.
It's overgrown grass, March 15th, 2024.
Anything else?
No, sir.
All right. And the total fines to date are what?
$38,925.
And that was at $25 per violation per
Yes, sir.
day, $75 a day.
Yes, sir.
It has mounted, and you were not here at the first hearing, or were?
No, sir.
I didn't think you were. So you just found out about this and came today, or?
Yes, sir.
Are you appointed by the family to come?
No, I got the papers.
Okay. Well, let me give you an update just where you are with this. What has
Okay.
happened is that there was a previous hearing concerning this house.
Mhm.
And unless you've got something that contradicts or provides a defense for why the house is in the condition, why you don't have to clean it up. City's got a position that was determined at a previous hearing about a year and a half ago, that the structure needs to be demolished and all the debris needs to be removed. And the vegetation needs to be mowed and taken down. It hasn't happened.
How
As a
much?
result of that,
Oh,
that $75 a day fines have accrued.
okay. How much will it cost for the city to tear it down?
That
Or they
is-
can't?
That is something you'll have to discuss with them. I don't have the authority to make that determination. They can, under the law, complete what's called an abatement.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's what they're asking for today. They're asking for the recordation of a lien on the property for the amount of the accrued fines and the fines that may accrue after today's date. And that'll be recorded in the public records, and the property's ever sold, that lien's gonna have to be satisfied. It's gonna have to be paid. Now, the city commission can reduce that lien if you apply to them for that.
Okay.
I can't. Once that lien is put into play, after today, only the city commission can reduce that amount of money. Trust me when I tell you, the only reason the city brings these things is that they want to see some compliance. They want to see the property improved and the problem solved on the property. They're not
Okay.
really here to necessarily find somebody. They want to get some result in terms of making something happen. But the city could eventually end up owning it. The city could eventually, have the cost of knocking it down themselves if that's what they determine to do. That's something the law allows to do. Today, the only thing they're asking for is the recordation of a lien. That abatement process can come later. And I'll be back here again. So,
Okay.
yes, it's something that can happen, but you have to be aware that those costs are going to be a lien on the property also if the city were to address it, and those are going to have to be paid back.
Okay, sir, can you put all that in paperwork so I'll know what to do?
I'm not. I'm
Oh,
going to give you an order that tells you what's going to happen next.
okay,
You need us to make contact with Mr. Green over here and let him know how you can contact him and he can contact you to resolve all of that.
okay,
All right. You've got the hearing, you can get a copy of the hearing if you want,
mm-hmm,
but basically where you are is that, and again, you're not technically the owner of the property. You may be someone who can be the owner of the property if the probate proceeding is completed, but right now this estate owns the property. It's the
Okay.
estate of Anna. And that lien's gonna go against that property in that name. The city, again, has some options that they can work with you on in terms of how you address this.
okay,
But that's the solution, either whether the owners do it or whether the city does it, is that the structure is gonna have to be demolished and all that debris removed. That's gonna take a permit from the city. And the grass is gonna have to be mowed, which can be done without a permit. But that's what they're looking for.
okay,
And it still costs us $75 a day, every day it's not done.
okay.
So
Well, I'll
it
work,
is a
sir.
problem.
I
I understand
can-
you're going like, I don't want to hear this today, but it's what it is right now. And
Okay.
have you talked with Mr. Green before or Mr. Cutler?
I've talked to him. I don't know this guy.
Well, okay, you will, because
Okay.
he's the one who brought these claims against the property.
Oh, okay,
All right, so and you need to he'll love to talk with you, I am sure about it. So that's where this is right now. And so
Okay.
if you and the family want to save the property, the immediate problem is how do you get a place cleaned off? And
Mm.
perhaps you could then go to the city commission and say, I'd like to get the amount of the lien reduced. I've taken
Yeah.
care of all this. Not going to be inexpensive.
I know, I got some money coming though. So,
Okay, and I'll leave that to you. It's how you resolve that. But that's where this is right now. And again, the city really doesn't want your money as much as they want to see the problem solved.
yes, sir.
Okay, and you're the second person here in trying to address this situation. There was no one here the first time.
No, sir, I don't think so.
No, okay, you're the first person here who's come.
Okay.
Okay, but again, it's a family issue really that you need to take a look at with all of them. I don't know how many other people. are-
Well, my family, are my cousins, and they don't want to get involved with it. So it's either me or me.
Well, you might you might find that a lot of your family might be involved in the heirs situation.
Yeah.
Resolve the property. So nonetheless, that's where this is right now.
Okay,
It's a situation that's gonna probably require a lawyer on your part to solve the title, and it's gonna require some ingenuity, and it's gonna require some money.
okay,
care about
right here, it's on the tax collector, it says, different amounts. And the last one is $617.
What are you looking
This piece of paper here.
at? Green, can you-
I think that may be the land value.
Oh, you're looking at the tax bill?
Yeah,
That's a different.
yes, sir. So, when I pay that?
Well, those are taxes that are due the county on the property. And just looking at it for what it may be worth to you, I don't think they're even valuing the structure. That's just taxes on the land.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
They've got the property, the taxable value of $15,100,
Mm-hmm,
which undoubtedly is the value of the land, perhaps even reduced a little bit by the cost of trying to clear it off.
oh, okay.
But those taxes, just so you know, and I'm not your attorney, those taxes eventually might result in what's called a tax certificate sale. The
Mm-hmm,
county will put that on an auction to see if
Mhm.
anybody wants to bid on it. And somebody might,
mm-hmm,
banks sometimes do that. If nobody bids on it, it'll go back to the county. Eventually, somebody, however, could get a deed for the property for the
Okay.
value of the taxes if they're not paid. But that's something you
Okay.
need to investigate as to whether that's a good idea or not.
Yeah, it's my first time up here,
I
but,
understand. You're
I'm gonna
learning.
get it. Yes, sir, I am. I'm gonna pay that and,
Here's what well, here's what I want you to do. You might want to check with some legal counsel first. And
okay,
stay in touch with Mr. Green about what you're doing. What
Okay.
needs to be done.
okay, sir.
Right now, what you're gonna do, there's gonna be a letter. We're gonna find the violation, is appropriate of 30-32B, 30-32A1, and 30-32A2 concerning the, derelict property, the house, as well as the trash and debris and the overgrown grass and brush. We're gonna find that those continue and that it's appropriate to enter an order allowing the city to impose a lien on the property and record that lien on the public record. That's gonna go to the address of record and the other address that Mr. Green and Mr. Cutright have for you.
Okay,
So you know, but be aware, if nothing is done, it may come back for an order allowing the city to foreclose or to abate the property, which would just create more cost, okay?
okay, sir.
All right, you and Mr. Green need to change some information about how to stay in touch with each other. Okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
for coming today.
You're welcome, sir.
So we can stay in touch.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next case is going to be a new case, case number 2023-162. Property located at 1420 Washington Street,
yes, sir.
and the owner of record is Kimberly Edwards, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Edwards, is that you? You can come forward.
Can I come forward with
You may, come on up. And just identify yourselves for the record, please.
I'm Kimberly Edwards.
Thank you for coming, and you, sir?
I'm her brother-in-law, Arliss C. Walker Jr.
And both of you took the oath prior
Yes, sir.
to your appearance today, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let the record show both indicated that they have. This is a case of first impression. The city's got a duty at this point to show that there's a violation. They have claimed, it looks like 4 violations, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Green, 30-169, building fronts and sides abutting streets or public areas, that there's rotten and weakened wood and deteriorating walls on the side of the building that faces the public right of way, which is Washington Street, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
It's just not a corner,
No,
not a
sir.
corner lot?
No, sir.
30-171 regarding windows and that there are broken windows in the home. 30-32 prohibited conditions and public nuisances, that there's trash and debris in the property. And 30-32 prohibited conditions and public nuisances, that the screens are in disrepair. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And just for the record on due process, we have your address, Ms. Edwards, at 401 Wells Street, Palatka, 32177, is that correct?
For Wells Avenue.
What's that, Wells Avenue?
Mm-hmm. I think that's,
Well,
it's the same.
so
I
you
think.
know, the property appraiser for some reason thinks it's a street,
Well, on the sign it says
but
Avenue.
it's an avenue. Did you get the letter from the city?
I got one.
Okay.
The latest one.
And
The
you did
latest.
sign the green card and you are here. Thank you for coming today. I know this is sometimes difficult for people. All right. This is mainly about a dilapidated building, correct, Mr. Green?
No, sir, it's a house.
A house?
Yes, sir.
Okay, which is a building, but it's a
It's
house.
not dilapidated.
It's a building that's a house. All
It's not
right,
dilapidated though.
okay. All right, we have due process satisfied. You have some demonstrative evidence. Did you take the photographs you're about to show us?
Yes, sir.
And do the photographs actually represent the condition of property and date on which you took them?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's gonna happen, Mr. Green's gonna show you some photographs of the property, he's gonna explain orally what some of the violations are for each photograph.
Yes, sir.
And this is, first one is the notice of hearing posting.
Yes, sir.
So you posted it also in addition to the letter.
Yes, sir.
Is anybody living in this house, Miss Edwards?
No.
Okay, it's abandoned, vacant, just vacant, okay. All right, Mr. Green, please proceed.
Okay. This is picture 1A. This picture September 18th, 2023, showing the broken windows. That's the front yard that's facing Washington Street.
Okay.
That's picture 1B, taken March 15th, 2024.
That's the same,
Says the same elevation, same windows.
I haven't seen jealousy windows like that in a long time. All right,
This is picture 2A, taken September 18th, 2023, showing the trash and debris on the side of the house. And
so
Debris
what
of
we're
the
talking about here is man-made debris.
yes, sir.
Not talking about vegetation at this point.
No, sir.
We're just talking about the man-made objects in the yard scattered around. You can see these from Washington Street.
Yes, sir. This is picture 2B, taken March 15th, 2024. They've got rid of some of the trash and debris, but still have some in the rear of the house that you can see.
Again, it's the man-made
Yes, sir.
objects.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is picture 3A. This is taken from 15th Street. It's taken September 18th, 2023 of the trash and debris.
You can see the property from
15th Street, yes, sir.
15th Street,
Yes,
so
sir.
it's on the corner.
Yes, sir. It's not a corner house, but there's one house in between that house and that house. And if you walk down 15th Street, you can see the backyard.
But you're still in the public right of way with this
Yes, sir.
view. Okay. Okay, back up one. So is this a collapsed shed or building or something?
I think they think they tore it down and they never came back and picked up the trash and debris.
So looking at, what's the city's position, the man-made objects on the lower right as well as the structure?
Yes, sir. All of it.
Okay, that's all a violation.
Yes, sir.
Next.
And this picture 3B taken March 15th, 2024.
This is the same
Yes, sir.
view, close up.
Yes, sir.
Next.
This is 4A showing the screening and disrepair. This was taken September 18th, 2023.
Okay, next.
And this is the same screening, taken 3/15/2024.
All right, anything else?
That's the picture taken September 18th, 2023, 5A, the rotten and weakened wood.
Now, this is on the roof, on the Washington Street
It's,
elevation?
This is the entrance going inside the house, and the soffit in front of the house.
And you can see this from Washington Street?
Yes, sir.
And you were standing on Washington when you took this photo?
Yes, sir.
So what needs to be done, the wood soffit under the roof?
Yes, need to
And then
replace
what's underneath that?
the first level or the second level.
In between the two.
Oh,
It
that's a
looks
piece-
like there's a piece of wood just underneath the roof. And then there's another, is there another wood underneath
Yes, sir.
that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what needs to be replaced?
Both those soffits need to be replaced.
Okay, next.
This is for 5B, Same elevation, same picture taken March 15, 2024.
Same elevation.
Yes, sir.
So like there are two roof lines there, there's a roof line on the top and then a secondary roof line underneath it.
Yes, they have a roof over when they first walk in the house, the entrance, and then they have another piece of roof over that.
But these are soffits on two separate roof lines.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next.
This is further down if you're facing the houses on the right side, if you're walking down Washington Street going west, you can see that house. You can see that rotten and weakened wood on the soffit.
Okay.
And this was taken September 18, 2023.
Okay.
This is a close-up picture of it taken March 15, 2024. This picture 6B.
And this is 3169.
Yes, sir. They do not have to have a permit to replace the soffit. If it's just a percentage of it, but if it's all around the whole house, they didn't have to have a permit.
Right.
And this is the deteriorating wall, 7, taken
What kind of
September.
wall is that?
It's stucco over the gray material that they used to build the houses out of.
The lathe?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And this was taken September 18, 2023.
So what needs to be done to bring that into code according to the city?
They could place more stucco over that's compatible to the rest
The
of the
entire
building.
wall, or they just need to patch it and repair?
They could patch it. They'll know it's compatible with the rest of the structure.
Okay. Next.
And this is 7B. This was taken March 15, 2024. It's a clearer day, clearer picture.
So basically, they need to patch the area underneath the window.
Yes, sir, under the middle window.
That's an unusual stucco application. Haven't seen that in a while. All right, next.
That's it.
That's it. And none of this requires a permit. None of this
No, sir.
proposed
As long as they do not repair all of the soffit, no, sir.
Can you still get jealousy windows?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. You may be able to get the slats,
I've
maybe. I
seen
don't know.
those in years.
You may be able to get the slats from another house.
All right, so none of this requires permit. So what I'm hearing from the city is we have this siding repair of stucco underneath the window. We have some broken jalousie window. We have some screens that need to be repaired. And we have, looks like 3 instances where wooden soffit on the roof needs to be repaired, none of which requires a permit. Correct?
Yes.
Right. Hi, your turn. The city's brought this to me and said, these are violations. And there seems to be some deterioration to them. Any responses or questions you have?
We completely concur with what Mr. Green saw. And the first question that I have, is it possible for this home to be sold as is? This is my sister-in-law, and I'm willing to purchase that house and take it out of her hands. Will a purchase at this point be possible?
Well, I can tell you, I don't have authority to make any decisions along those lines. I'll tell you this,
Mhm.
it's probably always possible to sell it.
Mhm.
There is in this country absolutely a constitutional protection that says you can always sell your property.
Mhm,
You may not
okay.
be able to use it, but you can
Right.
sell it in terms of what's going on. Whether someone will buy it or buy it at a price that's acceptable to you, I can't tell you.
Right.
That's something to resolve. As to how much time that's going to take and whether the city's got the patience for that, that's up to the city in terms of how much time they want to give on this.
We'll give them 90 days.
Okay.
Okay.
You think you can sell it in 90 days?
Yeah, we're gonna try to do a quick sale,
Okay.
some kind of quick deed sale. I have to find out what all that entails. But that's what's my idea. At the same time, while we're doing that, right, I try to take control of the property. We'll correct those deficiencies that you see at the same time.
Well, again, the city
Mhm.
isn't trying to get you to sell your property. They're not trying to do anything but see if they get some compliance with the code.
Yes.
They just want to get it fixed. 90 days, just make sure is that enough time to they don't need a permit, but you're gonna have to get a contractor and some work done on those. If that's satisfactory to everyone, that's satisfactory with me. I don't have a problem with it. The thing to be aware of is that on the 91st day,
Mhm.
there's gonna be a maybe $100 a day fine kick in. It's $25 per violation per day. It's like I said, city doesn't want the money, they want compliance, just so you know.
Right, so is it possible, Mr. Green, to kick it out to 120, 90, is your,
Yes, we don't mind director.
yeah.
We can give you 120 days.
I sure appreciate it, because like I said, and I just be brief with this, we was anticipating her brother coming back, he was going to take care, but he wound up with some serious health issues where he's been in nursing home twice, right? So he is no longer able to help me do what we got to do. So therefore, that 120 days should give me ample enough time to get finances together and things together to get it resolved.
That's gonna be July 17th of
Okay.
this year.
Okay,
There's not gonna be, I'm gonna find that there's a violation of the 3 provisions,
Yeah.
and I'll announce that in a moment, but just so you're aware, they give you 120 days, which is a very generous time frame.
right, 120 days to.
Until July 17th, there'll be no fine that accrues until July 18th,
Yes, sir,
but it can start on July 18th.
yes, sir,
You need to make sure you stay in touch with Mr. Green and
Yes,
keep him up to date on what the compliance is.
okay,
Because even to get partial compliance, you can knock down some of those fines from accruing 20,
yes, sir,
So it's a definite advantage to keep him posted as to what kind of progress you're making, what your outcome is and so forth. Because it'll be up to them to determine whether there's compliance or not and whether it comes back.
okay,
And whether the fines start. But the important thing is you don't want to come up on July 17th, not having had any contact with
Right.
him, and then suddenly $100 a day starts kicking in.
Yeah.
Because they really don't want that. They want compliance. That's all they're really looking at. Right. If you have any other questions?
No, sir, sir, there's nothing restricting the sale of that based on your findings and things,
Not
so.
today.
All right.
Okay, good, appreciate it. Okay, you don't have
And
any?
the only
other-
thing, you were here earlier for a case where there was a lien imposed on the property. If it gets to that point,
Then that's the issue,
yeah, that can
yes.
pose a difficulty with the sale. All
Okay,
right. Based on the evidence and testimony presented, we're going to find a violation of 30-169 of the city code. Building fronts and sides of abutting streets of public areas, the public street being Washington Street. A residential property with rotten and weakened wood on 3 areas of soffit that need to be replaced and does not require a permit. There are a violation of 30-171 due to broken jalousie windows, which at least need to be replaced. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And if you can find the jalousies, if not, you may have to go with a different window, or you could board them up. Would that be
Yes, sir.
satisfactory? A violation of 30-32 prohibited conditions of public nuisances. This is basically trash and debris in the yard that's
Yes,
being
sir.
made. And 30-32 screening and disrepair. You got 1 screen
yes,
that
sir.
needs to be repaired. All right, we'll enter order finding the violations and find that it's appropriate to have 120 days until July 17th, 2024 for compliance. In the event of non-compliance, a fine of $100 per day, that's $25 per violation per day. In the event there is non-compliance. Hopefully we won't get to that. You'll
Yes,
get an order in the mail at the address of record
Mhm.
to make sure we get that. And please stay in touch with Mr. Green regarding all this, okay?
Definitely will, yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
today.
Thank you.
I have another question. In the property, does it show the value of that property?
Please use the microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does it show,
The
On
only
that
thing I
tax
have
thing,
is
the-
what the tax collector has as the assessed value and the taxable value, which can be different depending whether there are any exemptions. The
okay,
tax collector has, it looks like, wow. With the Putnam County General Fund, which there are different exemptions that
Mm.
apply. Looks like it's between $78,000 and $98,000.
mhm,
That's how they're taxing it. And not to get into the weeds on just how the tax code
Mhm.
works, but there are different taxable values depending on what jurisdiction is taxing. it.
right,
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 7 different jurisdictions putting taxes on this property.
Wow.
And And the values for those taxes range from 98,780 to 78,250. That's what the property appraiser has it.
Mhm.
It could be more or less, you know,
Okay.
what somebody else might be willing to pay for, it, but nonetheless, that's how it's assessed.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you so much.
Mhm. Hang on a minute. Hang on, a minute, I think I got,
You got the right one?
yeah, I got the wrong one. Hang on a minute.
I got one.
Mr. Edwards? I didn't tell him the wrong one.
You
Okay.
gave the wrong number, but that
Yeah,
was, the number I was looking at was
another-
different.
I already opened the other file.
Yeah, I was like, this is not the same
We'll get
number,
them
but.
straight. I'll get them straight. All right, next case is going to be case number 2023-18, property located at 119 Azalea Circle
Yes, sir.
in Palatka. Owner of record is John Keith Robinson. Ms. Lowe, this is your case?
Yes, sir.
Let me just inquire, is John Keith Robinson present or anyone representing John Keith Robinson? Okay, seeing and hearing no one, Ms. Lowe, tell me about her attempts to contact Mr. Robinson.
Yes, sir. I had good communication after our first magistrate hearing and he was able to pull a permit. And then something happened. He hasn't responded back to anything. The neighbors said they haven't seen him and no work has been done to the property and the permit has expired.
Did he attend the first hearing
No, sir, he didn't, but he did come down a few days after and we discussed it.
with you?
Yes, sir, with me.
Did he indicate a desire to try to?
He wanted to try. Those were his best words. And then I told him at this point, what he needed to do was try to get a permit if he wanted to fix it up, because he would have to the permit expired if he was doing the work.
Just for our due process due diligence, it appears the address of record for Mr. Robinson is 623 Georgia Avenue, Hinesville, Georgia, 31313. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And we sent a certified letter. Did you get a green card back on you?
Not for this one, but I have in the past.
Okay. All right. Doesn't look like it was signed, correct?
Correct, not yet, sir.
All right, and you posted the property in accordance with state statute?
Yes, sir, I
And you
did.
have your affidavit of service and posting in the record, correct?
Correct, sir.
All right, and this is a case of second impression seeking imposition of a lien, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And we had alleged violations, found violations, excuse me, of 30-32A due to prohibited conditions of public nuisances, overgrown grass, trash and debris, paint deterioration, and tree growth, is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
And 30-169 of the city code, building fronts and sides abutting streets and public areas, rotten and weakened wood and deteriorated structure,
Yes,
is
sir.
that correct?
That's correct.
And the street front is Azalea Circle.
Azalea Circle.
All right. All right, and we had a hearing when?
Excuse me, our first hearing was.
Hmm.
It was back in May,
3/21/23.
May 22nd, 2023, correct?
Okay, it's been a year. Right,
Yes, sir. This photo was taken, January 27th, 2023. It was the first photo, 1A of
all
the
right. And did you
deteriorating
take all the
structure.
photos you're going to show us today as demonstrative evidence?
Yes, sir, I did.
And do the photos accurately represent the condition of the property on date in which you took them?
That's correct.
All right, please proceed.
Yes, sir. This one again, 1A, 119 Azalea Circle. This photo was taken January 27th, 2023. Deteriorating structure. It's deteriorating on the right. The roof and the outside structure walls are gone.
So basically, we're looking at to the right of the white door,
Yes, sir.
and it's just opened.
Yes, sir.
Building's open, and those are studs.
Yes, sir.
The roof is gone.
The roof is gone.
How has that changed from a year ago?
Really, nothing has changed. If you go to photograph 1B.
Right.
So this one here was taken on March 15th, 2024, the deteriorating structure, for the second hearing. This is visible from Azalea Circle. you could just see where the walls deteriorated a little bit more on the outside. This photograph here is going to be 2A. It was taken on January 27th, 2023, of the overgrown grass and the broken tree limbs in the property.
Okay.
And if you go to the next slide, please. This is gonna be 2B. The grass has actually gotten worse and there's a few more tree limbs that has fallen for so this was taken on March 15th, 2024, the overgrown grass, tree limbs, second hearing visible from Azalea Circle roadway.
This is reference to 30-32A.
Yes, sir.
The gorgeous oak tree there. Thing's old. All right, next.
That's it, sir.
All right, so there's been no improvement in the conditions, there's been no effort to address the violations, and conditions have actually worsened in both the condition of the structure and the vegetation overgrowth in the yard. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
All right. And what's the total amount of fines as of today that have accrued?
As of today, sir, it is at 15,000.
And that was accruing at the rate of $50 a day?
$50 a day, sir.
Right, last call for John Keith Robinson or anyone representing John Keith Robinson. Having found that due process has been satisfied, attempt to contact the respondent at the address of record, as well as by posting, respondent has not appeared to make any response to the complaints, either at the previous hearing or at this hearing, and finding that the violations of section 30-169 and 30-32A have not only continued, but have actually worsened in the years since the finding of violation was determined. So we find it appropriate to enter an order allowing the city attorney to file a lien against the subject property and to be recorded in the public records. As of today's date, the total fines total $15,000. That's at $15,000 even. Chris.
Yes, sir. 15 even.
All right. Fines shall continue to accrue at the rate of $25 per day per violation until satisfaction of compliance.
Is it 25 or 50?
It's $25 per day per violation.
Yes, sir. There was 2 violations.
I missed that part, Mr. Brown, sorry.
Don't panic. Azalea Circle, is that in the subdivision?
No,
It's just a circle around. They consider themselves a subdivision, but there's houses on each side of the road and it just circles around. If you go off of Fern or Ivy Street, off of St. John's, you go straight down Ivy Street and it's the circle road.
Okay. All right. Next case is case number 2343. Property located at 618 North 19th Street. Property owner is the estate of Sarah Johnson, and this is also a case seeking imposition of a lien. Is that correct, Slug?
That's correct, sir.
All right, we're looking for anyone who is a representative, an heir of the estate of Sarah Johnson. Seeing and hearing no one, Ms. Lowe, what efforts have we made to try to contact one of the heirs of Sarah Johnson?
Yes, sir. I have tried, even before the first magistrate hearing, which was on April 18th, still could not contact anyone. A neighbor across in front of the house, she had a number for a Mr. Thomas, and when we tried it, it said no longer in service. And that was the only contact she ever had for the property owner. I've mailed several letters out, asking for contact. I've tried to find them, and as of today, still no contact with the property owner.
The address of record is the estate of Sarah Johnson in care of Willie Latson, Latson, 6801 Northwest 5th Street in Plantation, Florida, 33317, correct?
That is correct.
And that's the official address on the property appraiser and tax collector's rolls?
Yes, sir, that's
And
correct.
did you send certified letter to that address?
I did, sir.
Did it come back with a signed green card?
The original green card, when I first 15-day compliance a year ago, did come back, but nothing since, and no contact was made.
All right, and did you post the property in accordance with state statute?
Yes, sir, I
And
did.
post it here at City Hall?
Yes, sir, I
And
did.
your affidavit's included in the record?
Correct, sir.
All right, so we have two alleged violations, we found violations on, 30-169, building fronts and side abutting streets or public areas, deteriorating structure, no windows and fire damage. And 30-32A of the city code, prohibited conditions and public nuisances, overgrown grass, tree limbs, broken tree limbs on the property, correct?
That's correct, sir.
All right, can you show me what the condition is today?
Yes, sir.
Are the photographs you're about to show us, did you take these?
I did, sir.
And do they accurately represent the condition of the property and date in which you took them?
That's
All
correct.
right, please proceed.
So this photograph here was taking, this was the first one back in, it was taken on March 13th. Excuse me, March 1st, 2023, 618 North 19th Street, 1A. That was the condition of the property. If you go
And this is seen from which street?
North
19th
19th Street, sir.
19th Street, okay.
So if you go to 1B,
Benny, can we go to 1B? Thank you.
so if you go to 1B, the same angle, this was taken on March 15th, 2024. The same angle, you can see where the building has deteriorated even more.
So the deterioration is the roof, the siding,
So
doorways?
it was a fire structure.
Okay,
And then over the years, just not anything being done to it. It's just falling. So some of the roof was falling, the walls are now falling in.
right. So it's gotten worse in the last year?
Yes, sir.
Next, please.
Yes,
This
sir.
is the view from 19th Street?
North 19th Street, yes, sir. So this was taken on March 1st, 2023. Excessive growth, grass and weeds and brush. You can barely even see what's left of the structure when you look at the main view. And then if you go to 2B, this is the same view. It's actually gotten a little thicker. This was taken on March 15th, 2024, visible from North 19th Street.
And again, we're looking basically here at the overgrown vegetation.
Yes, sir.
Is there actually any roofing material on that roof, or is that just like underlayment? It's like plywood?
There's a tiny bit of tin left, but most of it, the tin is blew off and is in the property.
So that's just the wooden underlayment?
Yes, sir.
Next.
That's gonna be all the photos.
All right. So the condition of the property is basically deteriorated in the last year.
Yes,
The
sir.
vegetation has actually grown up higher and thicker in the last year.
Yes, sir.
Had no contact with anyone representing the property,
No, sir.
and we posted in accordance with code. And due process is satisfied.
Yes, sir.
With the total amount of liens as of, the lien fines as of today are what?
The total fines today is $10,700.
How do y'all get these to come out even? Okay, so it's accruing at the rate of $50 a day?
$50 a day, yes, sir.
Okay. All right, based on the evidence and testimony presented, we're going to find that the violations of 30-169 of the city code, building fronts and sides abutting streets or public areas due to the deteriorating structure, fire damage, wood damage, roof damage, window damage, structure is open and accessible and deteriorating further in the last year has continued. And violations of section 30-32A, prohibited conditions and public nuisances, overgrown grass, tree limbs, and broken tree limbs on the property. And not only has the problem not been abated in the last year, the vegetation has continued to grow and is now thicker and higher than previously. Based on those circumstances, we're going to find appropriate to enter an order authorizing the city attorney to file a lien on the subject property in pursuant with the requirements of Florida statutes 169 and 162.09. Total fines as of today's date total $10,700. Fines at the rate of $25 per day per violation shall continue to accrue until satisfied or abated.
Yes, sir.
Final case appears to be case 2023-34. Owner of record, the heirs of Ella M. Brown, property located at 1019 Washington Street in Palatka. This is the case of second impression. City is requesting an order authorizing the filing of a lien against the subject property. Mr. Green,
Yes, sir.
let me ask first, is anyone here who is an heir of Ella M. Brown, specifically an heir of Ella M. Brown or Thelma Collins? Anyone here, either anyone here representing the estate of Ella M. Brown or anyone here who is Thelma Collins or representing Thelma Collins? Be seeing and hearing no one, just make sure we got our due process down. The address of record appears to be 5938 Norton Street, Columbus, Georgia, 31907. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's the official address of record on the property appraiser and tax collector's rolls.
Yes, sir.
And you sent the certified letter. Did you get a green card back?
No, sir.
I did not see where the postal service gave any notations on the return of the certified letter.
No, sir.
Get in contact with,
Yes, sir.
or anyone who is an heir of the estate? of-
Yes, sir. On 3/6/2024, Allison Collins called and she said she was finalizing probate on the house.
Yeah, did he say anything about trying to repair the
No, sir.
property or
No.
clear the property?
No, sir.
And when was that? They called?
3/6.
Of this year?
Yes, sir.
Just when he got this last notice? And you posted the property according to state statute?
Yes, sir.
And you have your affidavit of posting in the file, is that correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
All right, there were 6 violations, is
Yes,
that
sir.
correct? 30-32A11, prohibited conditions and public nuisances, roofing and disrepair. Section 30-32A1 of the city code, prohibited conditions and public nuisances, trash and debris. Section 30-32A2, prohibited conditions and public nuisances, overgrown grass and brush. Section 30-32A11, prohibited conditions and public nuisances, fencing and disrepair. 30-171, broken windows, and 30-213, unsecured entryways. Presume that's windows and doorways, is that
Yes,
correct?
it does. Well, sir, yes, the front door and the garage.
And the short answer is, anything been done on the property to address any of the alleged violations?
No, sir.
All
Worse.
right, and do you have some photographs to show us regarding the condition of the property?
Yes, sir.
And did you take these photographs personally?
Yes, sir.
And do they accurately represent the condition of the property on date in which you took them?
Yes, sir.
All right, please proceed.
Next picture. This picture one, this was taken 2/20/23, so an unsecured entryway to the front door is wide open with, it's not a door there. So anybody can just walk in.
All right, so there's no door there at all?
No, sir. And this is 1C, taken 3/15/2024. The vegetation grows up and you can barely see, but the doors, there's still no door there.
Okay. This is still unsecured entryway,
Yes, sir.
right?
And this is picture 2, it's taken 02/2023, unsecured entryways. This is where the fire department cut inside the house to put the fire out.
But it was a fire at the structure?
Yes, sir.
So this is just an opening in the side of the house?
It's a garage door.
Garage doors open?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is picture 2, see, this was taken March 15/2024. Just darker.
So what is this a picture of?
The door,
The same one as the previous photo?
yes, sir.
The garage door being open?
Yes, sir. Just vegetation grows over and it's shady now even more.
Can you get into the rest of the house from that door?
Yes, sir.
Next.
This is picture, 3, taken 2/20/2023, the roof in disrepair.
All right, this is a asbestos shingle roof,
Yes, sir.
and the
The-
disrepair is what?
The top of the house, we have the line that holds the roof down, it's popped open, it's burnt.
I'm looking at the dark area on the
Yes,
top of the
it's
roof
a
is where
gap.
it's been basically opened.
Yes, it's
by
a,
fire.
it's a gap.
Next,
This is, taken 3/15/2024, 3C, and it's showing again where the gap is.
all right. Was that the same condition as it was during a previous hearing?
Yes, sir.
Has it gotten worse?
Yes, sir.
In what way?
Just coming down forward this way, the wood is getting rotten now, the tile and the paneling under the tile is rotten.
Okay, next,
And this is picture 4, taken 2/20/23, broken windows.
is in reference to 30-171,
Yes, sir.
all right? Is that condition also previously present?
Yes, sir.
All right, next,
This is, picture 4C, this was taken 3/15/2024, it's in the same condition.
this was a broken window,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is picture 5, taken 2/20/23, overgrown grass is the front of the house.
all right?
And this is picture 5C, taken 3/15/2024, overgrown grass, it's gotten worse.
All right,
This picture C, more of the overgrown grass, taken 2/20/23. And this is 3/15/2024, picture 6C, overgrown grass.
all right.
And this is 7C, fencing and disrepair, this was taken 2/20/23, this is the front of the house. And this is picture 7C, taken 3/15/2024, fencing and disrepair.
Right.
And this is 8, picture, taken 2/20/23, trash and debris.
We're talking about just the man-made materials that
Yes,
are
sir.
outside the structure?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And this is picture 8C, taken March 15/2024, same trash and debris. Just the trees and the other stuff are covering it up.
Right.
Making it darker.
All right, anything else?
No, sir.
Has there been any sign in your observation of any work done to improve any of the violations in the last year?
No, sir.
All right, what's the total amount of fines that's accrued as of today?
30,750.
All right, last call for an heir of Ella M. Brown. Anyone representing an heir of Ella M. Brown or Thelma Collins specifically, or anyone representing Thelma Collins? Seeing and hearing no one and finding that due process has been satisfied in accordance with the notice provisions of chapter 162 Florida statutes, and finding that the 6 violations of 30-32A, A11, prohibited conditions and public nuisances, roofing and disrepair, continue, of 30-32A1, prohibited conditions and public nuisances, trash and debris, man-made trash and debris on the property, continue. Section 30-32A2, prohibited conditions and public nuisances, overgrown grass and brush, continue. Section 30-32A11, prohibited conditions and public nuisances, fencing and disrepair, continue. Section 30-171, broken windows, continue. And 30-213, unsecured entryways, continue. Find it appropriate to enter an order allowing the city attorney to file a lien against the property in accordance with provisions of section 162.09 Florida statutes. As of today's date, the total fines accruing are
$30,750.
$30,750. Fines shall continue to accrue at the rate of $25 per day per violation. There's 6 of those, to be $150 a day for all of them, until satisfaction or compliance. That being the end of our agenda, we are going to adjourn the proceedings before the special magistrate at 234.